Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests today are from the upcoming Dreamwell production of The Legend of Georgia McBride. Director Michelle Hins is with us. Michelle, nice to see you.
Hi, good morning. Nice to see you.
And Josh Frivison. Josh, welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to see you both. Now, I know what everyone who just heard me announce the name of the play is thinking. Not the Georgia McBride.
Yes. Yes.
It is
okay.
the George.
It is.
What you've been waiting for. Yeah.
Which it certainly is. But who wants to give me the back of the paperback summary of the play so we understand the legend
She's the
of
boss.
Georgia McBride?
Yeah.
No. Georgia McBride it's a wonderful story. Casey has been working as a very talented Elvis impersonator at a very dive bar in the Florida Panhandle. And he shows up for work one day and discovers that he's been replaced by the owner's cousin's drag act. And it's clear that the cousins haven't seen each other for a long time and they're not quite sure what to make of each other. But still, he's been replaced by the drag act. One of the drag performers gets drunk, falls off her roller skates, and has to be replaced in the act. So they drag Casey in, and he's originally reluctant.
So it goes from being an Elvis impersonator to being in a drag show.
To being in a drag show. And they literally just throw a dress on him, pop on some lipstick, and shove him out the door. And we rehearsed that scene yesterday,
we did,
it's going to be good. He sings to Edith Piaf's Padam Padam.
Oh.
Yeah, and lip syncs, more or less. But he discovers he really loves that kind of performance. He really feels connected to it. He feels he does a good job, but he just doesn't know how to tell his wife. Yeah. She finds out kind of accidentally. She's angry that he's been keeping it from her. She's worried he's gay, which he's not. And there's a happy ending.
Okay.
So that's the plot.
Spoiler.
Spoiler.
No, there is a happy ending.
And Josh, I didn't ask before we started, but are you Casey?
Miss Tracy Mills.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm kind of the mentor character for Casey.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm the cousin of the bar owner, Eddie.
Oh, okay. You're the interloper, as it were.
Miss Tracy Mills.
Miss Tracy Mills. Yeah, and there is the conflict in there, and I think what's great about this show is it's not the conflict you might think it is. It's not the conflict that's in the news, because most of that's nonsense anyway. This is the conflict of people finding themselves and expressing themselves, and not having people from the outside tell them what to do, but how to find that from within yourself. Mm-hmm. And so that's one of the beauties of the play, and we each find that different way of expressing ourselves and being comfortable with finally who we are, and then the people around us can either accept us or not.
Mm-hmm. I think it's also a play about offering grace to other people and letting other people express themselves and be who they're comfortable doing. I think being welcoming, right, is a part of the whole. It's hard to get to sometimes in the play, but
taking in new information and not judging right away, especially,
Yep.
If someone has seen Kinky Boots, you're going to probably see some similar themes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Although this is on a smaller scale and more family-oriented than you think?
In its way. I mean, I'm not saying...
Although there are roller skates.
I think, there are roller skates.
There are roller skates.
It's less performance and more story-based, I think, than Kinky Boots to me is how I think about it.
I would agree.
Yeah. It's about the interpersonal relationships.
Now, you mentioned about how this was a journey of discovery, like any good piece of art for the people within. And certainly for Casey, there's a discovery there. His wife... Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. What about Miss Tracy? What does she do? It sounds like she's kind of in, she's in charge and a mentor. Does she discover something about herself along the way?
She does. She's probably the one who's most realized at that time, but you do get her story. You do get her story and why she's accepting of where Casey is, because Casey kind of goes back and forth and has to figure out himself. But she's there, and she's there for him, and he strays. He goes off on his own way, but she's been there. And so, through time, you kind of get her story, you get where she's at. I'm not sure she has a tremendous arc, but you get where she's been and you see where that
Well, in some
whole arc
cases,
has
that's
been.
the story.
Yeah.
Is how, not necessarily what's changing you in this process, but how you got to be where you are.
Yeah, and why she's accepting of everyone's faults and accepting of her own, and how she got to be here as kind of a mentor for everyone. Yeah.
Michelle, as a director, what attracted you to this project?
I like stories where people seem real to me, and I like stories where people have a chance to grow or a chance to help other people grow. I also like stories where you can see people thinking their way through biases and perspectives that they've had for a long time, but they've changed.
Preconceptions, maybe?
Preconceptions, yeah. Because I think if we don't keep doing that as human beings, then we just stagnate. We just there's nothing left for us that brings us any joy if we just stay locked into what we've known and thought and believed forever.
Especially as we age.
Yeah.
Because it is, because things always change. It doesn't matter how flexible or open-minded you are, there's always something that comes along in your life, especially as you get older, that challenges your beliefs and expectations.
Yeah. Well, and I think a lot of families have seen this. A lot of families have seen that their expectations for how the life of the people that they love was going to go changes. And if we can adapt and be open-hearted and love people for who they are, we're really missing out. We're really losing huge opportunities to grow.
Yeah, and watch that person when they grow, they become an even better person.
Yeah.
And if we stop them from growing,
or if we refuse to see them grow, or if we turn our backs, that hurts everyone.
Well, this got heavy all of a sudden.
It did get heavy. Sorry about that, because this
It's really a funny show.
This is a comedy.
Very funny.
It is a comedy.
Yeah.
Well, and I liked what you said about you have the sense that these are real people working through this stuff in a way that is humorous. Because who doesn't love a good slapstick farce?
Yeah.
But you also love it when you can see a three-dimensional character working through stuff and also being really funny and entertaining along the way. That's a mark of a really good playwright.
I agree.
Yeah. You see in certain characters, and Tracy talks about it, but also Rexy, who's kind of my other drag queen that we kind of travel together.
Always there are three.
Oh yeah. So
this time there's only two.
Well, and then Georgia. Georgia becomes three.
Georgia comes two.
Played by Bryant Duffy. We're not.
Rexy is Bryant Duffy, who has the alcohol problem and the roller skates, and has to leave the show briefly, is played by Bryant Duffy.
Bryant Duffy, yeah.
And yet comes back.
She comes back and she delivers an amazing scene.
It is. It's
just poignant
scene.
And what drag is about and how it relates to each one of us. The line is drag is a protest and a raised fist in a sequin glove. Yeah. And people kind of take Rexy lightly and that sort of thing, but she's got her own past, and she's a serious character too. She's a three-dimensional character.
Yeah.
The Legend of Georgia McBride runs just one weekend, so only a few chances to see the show. Dreamwell Theatre, where are you staging it?
We're at the James.
The James?
Yep.
October 23rd through the 26th. If you'd like tickets, you can go.
April.
What did I say?
October.
I said October. Well, of course, yeah. Why would you not be here?
Sounds like Eureka Day there,
before the show began. April 23rd through the
26th.
at the James. You can get tickets at the James Theater website, thejamesic.com, and I'll bet that people can go to the Dreamwell website
certainly can.
Find out more about the play as well. What's that?
Sure. It's just Dreamwell Oh, now we talked about this on the way up, and I was sure I knew what those websites were.
She's the pro. I'm
It's
just here for comic relief.
Dreamwell Theatre, and it's an re.org.
All right. Well, this sounds like a delightful play.
It's a lot of fun.
With probably a few more costuming complexities than you're used to, Josh. So
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
say good luck with that.
Thank you.
Could you have time to hear the cast? Because it's a terrific
absolutely,
cast.
yeah.
All right. So Casey is being played by Sam Larson, who's done a lot of musical work with TCR and is just outstanding. He learned to play the guitar for the role. Joe is being played by Joe Jordan, who's had many roles in The Corridor. Eddie is Aaron Postel. Joshua is Miss Tracy Mills. Bryant Duffy is Miss Anorexia Nervosa. And Jason, who plays the landlord and also has a very touching and revealing moment with Casey and Joe, is being played by Eric Teeter.
All right. Well, again, it's Legend of Georgia McBride, April 23rd through the 26th. Dreamwell Theatre at the James. Dreamwelltheatre.org if you'd like more information. Good luck with it. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dennis.
Thanks a
Thank you
lot.
so much.
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio most weekdays at 10:30, on demand at kcck.org/culture, or subscribe using your favorite podcast player. Watch our videos on the KCCK Facebook and YouTube channels. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. The Culture Crawl theme is composed by Vivian Shanley. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.